Hello, Amr is here. If you don't know me, I am currently a philosophy student at an affordable online university called the New Lane, and I am like halfway through the degree or something like that. So I went a few months ago to a pop philosophy event for the public. It was not for specialist people or people who study philosophy. It was for anyone. And they had this activity where they ask you, where you sit uh, on a table with other participants, and one of the organizers would ask you a specific question about the topic of the event. So the topic, the question for this table that I was sitting on, I don't really remember the question that was asked that was asked, but it was about the relationship between philosophy and science. So what is important is the important thing that happened is that the organizer asked me a very strong question that I didn't know how to answer, which was why does philosophy have so many conflicting theories and opinions, and science, on the other hand, is like have more conformity with regards to its content. By that he means that in philosophy you basically have this philosopher saying that reality is 1, 2, 3, 4, and another philosopher comes into play and asks, um, and another philosopher comes into play and he says, no, you're wrong, and reality is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, another number of arguments. So it's basically it's like every philosopher and any philosopher has this point of view of philosophy that is nearly completely different from his colleagues. It's like philosophy is more like a subjective subject, in contrary to uh, science, which is has more conformity, more objective than philosophy. So if philosophy is any serious, why would it be like that? Why would there be so many conflating opinions? And it's not like science. Science has more firmer ground, not regarding its foundation, but with regard to the the acceptance of the people in this realm of knowledge. Scientists agree on many things, while philosophers disagree on most things, which is crazy. So why is that? Is philosophy not objective, or where's the problem exactly? And I couldn't answer that question at the time. But then while I was heading back home, an idea struck me. Like, why is philosophy can be seen as more subjective than objective, and philosophy more objective than subjective? And I will share this view with you, this idea with you, and you tell me if what do you think about it? Is it does it really answer the question or not? So my idea is um, my idea is about possible worlds, that our world does not have to be in this exact nature. So there are other possible worlds that might be completely different from our world. Not actually, not they might not exist, but in concepts they do. They do not exist as our world, or I think so. However, um, They do not exist as our world does. However, they are in concept possible. So basically what happens is the philosopher puts out there some arguments and builds on them his vision of reality, his vision of what is out there, like Parmenides and Heraclitus. They put their arguments out there and then build their system of reality. What is reality? What exists? What does not? Um, is the idealism versus um, realism and all of these things. So basically, when philosophers do that, when they put arguments and support their world, their view of the world that is different from other philosophers, they could be actually talking and explaining a possible world. So it might not be our world, but it's another world that could be in concept. And that is why he's successful in putting his argumentation and building on them. So what I'm saying is philosophy does not have borders, does not have a specific field of examination that it asks its questions about. I remember talking to my talking to a professor at New Lane who interviewed me, and I told him that regarding philosophy, no matter how many times you ask the question why, you never go out of philosophy. For example, medicine could be like, why is he having a headache? They tell you because the neurons in his head is 1, 2, 3, he's under pressure or something like that. And then you ask why again. Why is he under pressure? Why are the neurons in his brain is working like that? You are still in the domain of medicine. Um, so you keep asking why until you reach a point after which you ask why, you go into the realm of philosophy. The deeper questions you ask, the closer you are to philosophy. But all the questions can be considered philosophical in some sense. For scientists were called natural philosophers back in the day. So I believe that every aspect of knowledge, every science of knowledge is somehow uh, philosophical in nature. It's a part of philosophy. Okay, so what is my point? My point is any idea where you can know, where you can ask questions, where you investigate is a kind of study of philosophy. So philosophy does not have a specific realm of study where, unlike biology, it studies living things. Mathematics studies the relation between concepts. Uh, Physics studies the physical laws of the natural world. So every science has this domain where if you go deep enough or far enough from the field, this field of study, you enter into another realm of another field of study. You go from biology to mathematics, from physics to chemistry, or something like that. So philosophy does not have anything like that. Any question you ask can be considered partly philosophical. And so when you contemplate based on argumentations and ideas that you have, you actually could be thinking about a possible world. Maybe it's not our world, but it's another world in concept. So why science is not like that? Why philosophy is not, science is not like that is because there is a certain domain that it studies. Biology has a certain domain, chemistry has a certain domain, even mathematics has a certain domain. So what happens is um, science has more conformity between its ideas, or scientists agree on on what constitutes physics more than philosophy does, because science has a specific field of study that is all agreed upon by everyone, while philosophy doesn't. So I hope you understood what I was saying. I feel like it was uttering words that are hard to that that are hard to grasp. So what is the basic argument? The basic argument is sciences has a limited scope of study. So basically they don't come up with ideas that are far from that field of study. So there is more conformity, more agreement between them, while philosophy has no limit, no specific field of study. Philosophy is the study of anything and everything. So you can go very far from your uh, from the world that we're living in, and go for another conception or another possible world. And one thing that basically suggests that, I remember reading somewhere that David Hilbert, the mathematician, claimed that any set of mathematics that is not contradictory is a possible mathematics. Like any mathematical entity that does not contain contradictions is a mathematical entity that exists actually. So this is the same. This idea is is closer to what I'm suggesting, that if your ideas are consistent and are not contradictory, then you are talking about a possible world in concept, even if it's not grounded in our reality, even if we don't live it in this current physical world, it is possible. So that's it. That's my idea. That's my rambling. I hope you understood my point. I'm not even sure if I understand it. So that's it. I hope you all have enjoyed the video, and please subscribe and like the video, or if you would like, you can support me through Patreon or PayPal, and see you on the next one. Bye.